Hello everyone, and welcome to the second official episode of the Newsroom. I'm your host, Madrid, and this episode is even wilder than last episode. We got a lot of things to cover this week. So, buckle in, because this is going to be crazy. You're going to go through a lot of stuff all around the world. So, let's start. You know what's up this week? Not politics, because breaking news, political experience, and actual human IQ are not needed to have a good chance to make laws. Former football star and probable Twilight fanboy Herschel Walker almost won in the Georgia Senate Runoff 50-48-2, which is the other people. I don't know what they're doing. They're definitely not going anywhere. So, yeah. Thankfully, incumbent Senate controller in Georgia, Raphael Warnock, edged a slight victory and kept the Senate in control of the Democrats. Football stars, what's next? Dr. Oz? Oh, that already happened, so... God, that's kind of weird, but... He's said a lot of stupid things. You know he's really not fit to be a political leader if he's gonna say stuff like, America is the greatest country in the United States, and have a whole speech about how he would rather be a werewolf than a vampire. Like, we're 1/4 that age at S.A.G.E, and we've already finished that conversation like an hour ago. We obviously know vampires are better with the fangs and the going through walls and the bats and... Okay, Athens, yeah, I know, you can have your ideas, we already went through this conversation. Vampires are better, obviously. Okay. Yeah, just like, wow. Herschel Walker does not support abortions, but pays for them himself. That should be his tagline when he runs for president. Which is probably gonna happen if you can almost win a state with no human IQ. Anyways, America, the greatest country in the United States. What is he talking about? Like, didn't he go to school? Didn't he learn that should say United States is the best country in North America, rather than America is the best country in the United States? I don't know what this guy's doing. He's 60. We're 1/4 that age. We've settled all these already a long time ago. And, yikes. Okay, on to our next big topic, where we have another politician, but this time in Argentina. So, the former president and the current vice president of Argentina, Cristina Fernandez, is convicted of partaking in a $1 billion fraud scheme, and she is now going to be in prison for 6 years. In Argentina, $1 billion is equal to more Argentine pesos than is needed the amount of miles to get to Pluto. Like, about 26 times, too, with a couple billion to spare. So, $1 billion US is 169.889 billion Argentine pesos. Pluto is 3.29 billion miles away. Yeah. And I don't just mean 26 times, I mean 26 times there and back. So this would be more like 52 times. Like, it's insane. And while 6 years in Argentine prison is basically saying, may the odds ever be in your favor, or may the odds be ever in your favor in the Hunger Games. Because we all know the odds will never be in your favor. I've just read the books for the first time, surprisingly. I'm a big book reader, but I never read it for some reason. But I started to read it. It was actually really good. I read the whole series, watched all the movies, and the odds are never in your favor. The odds of being in your favor is to not get picked for the Hunger Games, so... yeah. Cristina Fernandez. This is exactly what's happening in politics right now. We have Kim Jong-un, who's literally a dictator. We have Xi Jinping, sorry if I said that wrong, please don't get mad at us, of China, who's close to tyrant, but he's not right now. And we have Vladimir Putin, who is really, you already know what's happening, we've talked about this all the time. And now we have Donald Trump, and Cristina Fernandez, and Bolsonaro in Brazil, and we got thousands of others. We got the Qatari people, we got the UAE people, we got all those guys. Politics is really going downhill. Hopefully, someone will take over and fix countries Not like each one person will take over and fix the country, just like Joe Biden did for Donald Trump. And I don't know who's doing it yet, but the guy who's taking over for Bolsonaro, hopefully he can help Brazil too. And yeah. Cristina Fernandez, what are you doing? It's crazy. Okay. I was just talking about China. And Xi Jinping, please don't get mad at me for saying it wrong. I probably did. Anyways, we're going to China now, where we have just a big thing. China is really anti-COVID. They really don't like COVID. And so they had a zero COVID rule. No COVID. They had very harsh lockdowns and all this other stuff to try to keep COVID away. And now, they are backing that off. Like, they are slowing down their zero COVID rule. They have less harsh lockdowns, let classes with no COVID cases go back to class, and COVID-19 tests and a clean bill of health displayed on a smartphone app will no longer be required except for areas such as nurseries, elder care facilities, and schools. And lockdowns have been limited from individual apartment floors and buildings rather than entire districts and neighborhoods for one COVID case, according to NPR.org. And people who test positive for the virus will be able to isolate at home rather than in overcrowded and unsanitary field hospitals, and schools where there have been no outbreaks must return to teaching, according to NPR.org. Wow. So, they still have strict measures, like I just said. They no longer will have to go to unsanitary hospitals and knock down all neighborhoods and districts. Now it's just going to be the apartments, which is still a lot, but it's less. Like, even though it is kind of bad how harsh they are on the people, it is what we need. We need to stop COVID. COVID has killed so many and infected so many. So, I don't know. It was good for them to stop all this harshness on the COVID, but it's still good that they still have, like, measures to protect. That's a good thing. So, yeah. COVID-19, we hate you. Please go away. Not you guys, COVID-19. Alright. On to our next story, and this is a story pretty much affecting everyone, because it's a moral story rather than the actual story. So, the last known remains of the Tasmanian Devils have been found. Guess where? In a drawer. And guess where? A museum. Lost by experts in Hobart, Tasmania. Apologies if I said that wrong. Adults are always telling us, don't misplace your things, because it's a big deal. Well then, parents out there, why are you losing stuff that's more important than our pencils? Instead, you're losing Tasmanian Devil bones, the last ones ever, in a drawer. Like, ugh. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Yeah, like, I'm glad we found it. Now we can use whatever they do. They can study it, do what they want, but they lost it for a long time. I'm not sure how long, but it's been in a drawer for a while. And why would you even put Tasmanian Devil bones in a drawer? I have a drawer right here. It's not like I'm just going to shove my Tasmanian Devil bones in here and just close it to never be found again. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Anyways, yeah, so, Tasmanian Devils. They're extinct, but we found the bones. On to our next story, surprising absolutely nobody, besides people who've never listened to music before. Heat Waves by the British indie group Glass Animals was the top performing song of 2022, according to the Billboard year-end Hot 100. It was very closely followed by As It Was by Harry Styles, which came out midway through the year. And then also, there was Stay, Easy on Me, and Shivers rounding out the top 5. I don't know who wrote those songs, but if you guys like it, comment down below. Tell me which one's your favorite. Anyways, apparently some nights all people think about is heat waves. Okay, that was really bad. Athens, that was a bad joke. Okay, just so you know, Athens helps me with the script, so he put that joke in. Okay, anyways, Heat Waves joins the list of air quote, good songs to be number 1. Quote, good songs, like Levitating, Blinding Lights, and Old Town Road. And yes, we're gonna write out these jokes until we can't no more. Not ones. That's like cringe. Okay. However, if you ask my boss, Athens, he's gonna say these songs should all be on the Not 100. Besides Blinding Lights. Blinding Lights was actually a good song. And Glass Animals, they write some pretty good music. Yeah. Everyone else, they're pretty good songs. As It Was is pretty good. I don't really know most of the other songs. But anyways, moving away from music to the more sad stuff. Ukraine. Russian attacks continue to surge. Holidays, the Christmas, Hanukkah, any other holidays you have in Ukraine, I don't know. My bad. But it's a time of family getting together. Banquets. People like getting to see each other after long times. However, in cities such as, my apologies if I pronounce this wrong, this is a day of pronouncing things wrong, Chernihiv, oh god, that sounded really bad, and Mariupol, there being, people in those cities are being shot in bread lines, and supplies are being intercepted by the Russians, or being flat out destroyed by the Russians. It seems, though, Ukraine is still going to stay strong and hopeful, according to President Zelensky and Mayor Vitaly Klitschko. However, that can't seem to stop knockoff Grinch Putin's plans on stealing food, too. Such as, according to sources, the Who pudding, roast beef, and Who hash. And the writer of this episode, my boss, mentioning again, spent 15 minutes searching through the words of Dr. Seuss' How the Grinch Stole Christmas just to find that joke. But seriously, Vladimir Putin's knockoff Grinch, not only is he going to try to steal Christmas, he's also going to steal the food. Vladimir Putin, what are you doing? It's like that weird meme. Sometimes you wonder, what is going on inside their head? That's what I'm asking you, Putin. Why are you trying to be the Grinch? Why? I don't understand. Okay, for this next for this next story, we're still going to be in Ukraine. But some happy news. So, everyone knows about the Time Magazine Person of the Year. This year, guess who it goes to? Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. He is one times Person of the Year. Clap it up for Vladimir Zelensky. Okay. As, quote, whether the battle for Ukraine fills one with hope or with fear, Vladimir Zelensky galvanized the world in a way we haven't seen in decades. Edward Felsenthal, editor-in-chief of Time, explained Wednesday. Wow. And we have another quote. In the weeks after Russian bombs began falling on February 24th, his decision to not flee Kiev but to stay and rally support was fateful. From his first 40-second Instagram post on February 25th, showing that his cabinet and civil society were intact and in place, daily speeches delivered remotely to the likes of Houses of Parliament, the World Bank, and Grammy Awards, Ukraine's president was everywhere. Felsenthal added. Let's go. Vladimir Zelensky. As a few things, sources, they think that Vladimir Zelensky was going to be a joke. Because he was, I don't know what he was, but I think he was an actor, and he was not fit to run a country. But look what he's doing now. He's leading the charge against Ukraine. He's the ideal role model for what we should be doing. Not fleeing the country. I can tell you, any other president in the world, any other leader, any of them, if there's a war, they're going to be moved quickly to an allied country. Quickly, fast. Mexico gets attacked, they're probably going to move the Mexican president here. Or to Canada. Here, as in the US. Still, he stays. He doesn't care. He's not fearing for his life, and he will stay and fight with his people against the people trying to take his home country and everything he's worked for. And that is really what a Time Magazine Person of the Year should have. Time, great decision. Totally great. And Vladimir Zelensky, we thank you for your service, and our hearts go out to you. And now we're going to sad stuff again. Jamaica. It's the first time heading to Jamaica, but not in a good way. Jamaica has announced a state of emergency in multiple cities. The state of emergency allows the police to arrest people and search buildings without warrant. They announced this because they wanted to remove violent crime before Christmas. All Jamaicans should be able to enjoy the Christmas season free from the threat of violence. We have some really serious criminal threats facing us, and we have to use all the powers at our disposal, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said in a public address Wednesday. And my apology if I sound a little weird. I have like a weird throat thing. I don't know if I'm sick or something, but my apologies. So yeah, for some behind the scenes info, my boss declined a story, or not my boss let me decline a story about Haitian violence because it was too depressing for this story, and this is equally depressing, but still. Jamaica, what is happening? Why is this happening all over the world? We have corrupt political leaders. We have knockoff Greenwich Putin trying to steal the hoo-hash. And we have Jamaica announcing a state of emergency because of crimes. I wanted people to know about this. This is serious. That's why I declined the Haitian violence, because people need to know what is going on in this world. Haitian violence has been going on for years, but this is new. Please send a heart. And for our second to last story, we're going to head to Peru. Pedro Castillo has been impeached and arrested after threatening to fully dissolve Congress. And this ended up causing the first female president of Peru, Dina Boluarte, to be elected. And we thought Peru wasn't corrupt. Everything is being corrupt. Pedro Castillo, what are you doing again? Dissolving Congress? We have dissolving Congress, Jamaica. We got so much stuff. This is really sad. Well, that's our last story. We have good week heading up next. And for our final story, Cheers actor Kristie Kelly has unfortunately passed away at age 71. The cause of her death cited cancer, and tributes have been coming in from the many, involving her former co-stars Ted Danson and John Travolta. So, from all of us at S.A.G.E, we send our hearts out to everyone Kristie Kelly knew. And good night. Joy be with you all. That's what Athens said. Actually, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to say we have a good few weeks coming up. In approximately 2 or 3 weeks, we are going to do the yearly wrap-up 2022, where I will talk about all important stories. Yeah. So, I'm going to film again next week, and I'll probably take a week off after that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have learned a little bit. And yeah, now you know about the world. See you guys next week. And please, like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah. Bye-bye. See you guys next week for the Newsroom.